Hi everyone, it's me Kelly and I am here to talk to you about seeds. Today's show is all about plants and trees, but where did those come from? Well, they came from seeds. There are a lot of things in your life that you probably don't even know are seeds. We've got popcorn kernels, peas, rice, all those things are actually seeds. You probably eat more seeds than you even realized. Now I'm going to pull out a seed here. These are sunflower seeds that I'm going to be using, but you can use any types of seeds. There are two main parts to a seed. Okay, the main part on the outside is called the seed coat, kind of like you put on your winter coat. And what that does is it obviously protects the seeds, but it kind of senses when a seed is ready to sprout out. Okay, so right now the seed coat is telling it it's not ready to sprout because it's just sitting in a jar full of seeds, right? But if I were to put it in some nice wet soil, it would tell it that it's ready to sprout. Now on the inside, we have something called an embryo, and that's basically a teeny tiny baby plant that's ready to sprout out as soon as that seed coat tells us that it's time. So I'm going to show you guys a really easy way that you can get your seeds to sprout before you plant them. We call that germinating them, where we get them to open up and start to sprout. So what you're going to need for this part is you're going to need a plastic bag. It can be bigger if you want, a paper towel, again, any size. You can cut it to the size you want, some water, and then of course your seeds. So like I said before, you can use any seeds. I'm just using sunflower because they're bigger, so they're easier to see on camera. So what you're going to do is pretty simple. You're going to take your paper towel. I have the kind that rip in half, so it's a perfect size for my bag, but you're going to end up folding it and putting it in your bag, so make sure it will fit. Okay, you're going to get your towel nice and wet. Now I have this nice spray bottle here that I'm going to use, but you can literally just stick it in a bowl of water if you want. I just like to use the spray bottle because you don't want it like dripping wet, but you do want it nice and soaked. I think that's good for now. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to lay it out. And I'm going to take my seeds. Now, because this is bigger, I'm going to put a few seeds on it. I'm going to just maybe we'll do 4. If you have tiny seeds, you can literally just sprinkle them over. Just make sure they're in an even layer, meaning they shouldn't be on top of each other. Okay, that seed's a little funky. I'll pick a different one. So I went ahead and laid them. You can see I spaced them out a bit because I want some room for when they sprout. And I'm going to show you in a second here. I have some ones that actually sprouted. The next step, I'm going to fold over my paper towel. And what this is going to do, while I'm talking, I'm going to put this in the bag here. A seed needs a few things to sprout. It needs moisture, so water, okay? It also needs light, so I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then it needs the right temperature. So light and temperature kind of go together. What we're going to do with this is you want to put it in a nice bright spot. You can put it in a windowsill. You can actually tape it up if you want, like right in the window like this, because the paper towel that's wet will hold the seeds in place. They won't fall to the bottom. You can kind of see them through the paper towel there. Or I just laid it on my desk that's near a window. It doesn't have to be super bright, but that's going to keep it nice and warm. And so the seed coat is going to say, hey, little embryo, it's time for you to come out because you've got your water and your light and your nice warm temperatures. Now I have some actual seeds that I put in only 4 days ago that I did this with, and I'm going to show you. Let me peel open my paper towel here. So you can see that I've got, one of them is stuck to the paper towel, sorry. I've got my seeds, there we go. Ooh, look at that, that's pretty cool, huh? And you can see they've got little sprouts coming out. So this one's got a nice big one. Some of them are kind of stuck in the paper towel. This has got a little baby guy. And you've got this one. So I only did 3 seeds, but you can see they've broken out of the seed coat and the little embryo is growing out. As soon as you start to see that, you can plant them. I can wait a little longer if I want, but you don't want to leave them in the paper towel for a super long time because eventually that wet paper towel could get moldy. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can plant these. So you're going to need a few things for this part. So some separate supplies. Let me move this. You're going to need something to put your seeds in. This can literally be anything. It can be an extra cup laying around the house. It could be like, this is a jar that used to have some like sauce in it or something. I'm not sure, but I have an actual garden pot I'm going to use. You're going to need soil. If you have actual potting mix that you buy for plants, it's best because it has special nutrients in it. But regular dirt is fine too. And then you're going to need your sprouted seeds, and that's actually it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill my cup with dirt. One pro tip that I've learned from planting a lot of plants, if you're using a pot like I am that has these holes in the bottom, what you can do is take some wet paper towel. I'm actually just going to use the paper towel that I have from my sprouts, and you can just put it in the bottom because the water will still be able to get out the bottom, but this way the dirt won't get out the bottom. If your parents are anything like me, they probably don't want dirt all over their tables. So now I'm actually gonna just kind of pour some soil in here because if I scoop it, it'll take a while. So you're gonna fill it with soil pretty much to the top. Make sure I don't spill here. Don't want to get the table dirty like moon sand day. All right. So fill it pretty much to the soil, or to the top with soil. And then you don't want to like pack it down because when the roots start to grow, they need the air that's in here so that they can spread out. So don't like smush it down really hard, okay? The next and really the last step is you're gonna make holes for your seed. So I'm actually gonna I'll probably put 2 of my sprouts in here because they need room to grow, but there is room for more than one. So I'm just gonna take the end of my spoon, but you can use your finger, and make a little hole. I did it to about here on the spoon if you didn't see that, so it wasn't too deep. And then make another hole, and you're gonna drop your sprouts in. Now these roots that have started to come out, these white things are the roots. There we go, I can see it there. They need to grow down. So when I put it in, I'm going to put it, and it's hard to see because it's coming out this way. I'm gonna put it so that it faces down and make sure it's totally covered by the dirt, and then just push the dirt back on top. I'll do this little sprout. So roots facing down. If you forget to face them down, they'll still find their way. It just makes it a little bit easier for them if you do that, okay? And then notice I just kind of pushed the dirt on top. I didn't smush it down. And then the last step is to water. So I'm not gonna do that over the table because some will drip out my holes on the bottom, but you wanna give it a really good watering the first time because they're so used to that wet paper towel. So water it all the way through, and then over the next couple weeks, keep it wet. So if you have a sprayer like me, you can spray the top and keep it moist because remember, they need that light and warmth and water to keep growing so that the seed coat knows that they're ready to grow. Okay, so have fun. If you end up growing or sprouting some seeds, we'd love to see the pictures, so send it to us in the comment box below. Bye guys.